Most folks are looking at the rearview mirror, but if you want to know what's actually dominating the range in 2026, you've got to look at performance, not just brand names. The truth is, some of the biggest icons of 2025 didn't even make my list this year. Why? Because the industry moved faster than they did. We're seeing tech that used to be custom shop only now coming straight from the factory. I'm talking about integrated compensators that actually work, modularity that makes sense, and reliability that isn't just a marketing slogan. I've put 12 of the absolute best pistols through the ringer, zero sponsors, just thousands of rounds and raw data. We're rewriting the rules of concealed carry and duty guns today. Number 12. Beretta 30X Tomcat. Starting us off at number 12 is a pocket rocket that proves old-school cool never dies. It just gets a tactical facelift. The Beretta 30X Tomcat takes that classic tip-up barrel design and finally drags it into the 21st century. This is a .32 ACP blowback-operated subcompact that solves the biggest issue with small pistols: slide manipulation. With the tip-up barrel, you never have to rack the slide. Just pop the lever, drop a round in the chamber, and you're hot. For 2026, Beretta strengthened the frame to handle hotter defensive loads and added a threaded barrel for all you suppressor fans out there. The trigger is a double-action, single-action setup that's surprisingly smooth for a gun this size, giving you a heavy first pull for safety and a crisp follow-up for accuracy. Pros: the effortless loading system is a godsend for shooters with weaker hand strength or arthritis. It features actual usable sights now, not just the tiny nubs on the old models. Plus, the .32 ACP recoil is so mild, you can stay on target like a laser. Cons: you're still limited to .32 ACP, which lacks the terminal ballistics of a 9mm. Capacity is also on the lower side compared to the modern Micro-9s hitting the market. This isn't just a gimmick gun. It's a specialized tool for deep concealment that anyone can operate with zero struggle. Number 11. Glock 49 Gen 5 MOS. Coming in at number 11, we have the Glock 49. Now, the Glock faithful are going to lose their minds because I didn't put this in the top 3, but I'm done pretending mediocrity deserves a trophy just because it's reliable. The Glock 49 runs, but in 2026, solid doesn't always mean superior. This is the 19 long slide we all begged for, a 4-5-inch barrel sitting on a compact frame. It measures 8 inches long but keeps the weight down at 22 4-ounces unloaded. The problem is the trade-off. It ships with the standard 15-round compact magazine. If you want 17 rounds, you've got to use extended mags that stick out like a sore thumb, which completely defeats the purpose of having a concealable compact grip. And the trigger still has that signature Glock mush, breaking at 5.5 pounds. While the marksman barrel is a step up, you're still looking at 3-inch groups at 25 yards, whereas the competition is delivering match-grade accuracy out of the box. Pros: it's a Glock, meaning it'll probably outlive you and it'll eat any garbage ammo you feed it. The parts compatibility is infinite, and every holster maker on the planet has an option for it. Cons: it feels outdated compared to the ergonomic leaps other brands have made. You're basically paying for a reliable base that requires $400 in aftermarket parts just to catch up to a modern factory trigger. Number 10. Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. At number 10, we have the ultimate misconception, Buster, the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. Most people think micro-compacts are just get-off-me guns that are too painful to actually practice with, but Smith & Wesson just proved everyone wrong. This is not that clunky laser-integrated pocket pistol from 10 years ago. We are talking about a striker-fired 380 ACP that measures a tiny 5.1 inches overall and weighs a feather-light 9.8 ounces empty. Despite the size, it delivers a massive 12 rounds of defensive ammunition from the extended magazine. The flat-faced trigger is the star of the show. Minimal take-up, no mush, and a crisp break that lets you work the gun fast without guessing where the wall is. The pros: The redesigned grip is pure ergonomics. It distributes recoil across your palm rather than slamming it into the web of your hand like the Ruger LCP Max does. They skipped the red dot cut because the slide is too slim, giving us a tritium front sight instead that's actually faster to pick up on a gun this small. Cons: it is strictly a 380 ACP, so you're sacrificing the punch of a 9mm. Also, because it's so small, shooters with giant hands might find it a bit fiddly to reload under pressure. Smith & Wesson's internal testing ran thousands of rounds through this with 0 parts replacement. If you thought capacity meant bulk, those excuses are officially dead. Number 9. Ruger RXM. Coming in at number 9 is the sleeper hit of the year, the Ruger RXM. Now, Ruger isn't usually the first name that pops into your head when you think of high-speed tactical gear. They're usually the rugged revolver guys. But the RXM permanently changed that equation by collaborating with the polymer experts over at Magpul. This isn't just another striker-fired 9mm clone. It's built around a modular stainless steel chassis fire control insert, very similar to what you see in the SIG P320, but it's housed inside a Magpul-enhanced grip module. It weighs 23.6 ounces and has a natural point of aim that makes the brick feel of an Austrian competitor feel like a literal piece of masonry. The real magic here is the infinite compatibility. Ruger machined the slide with a universal direct mount system, meaning you can slap a Trigicon RMR or a shield footprint optic directly to the steel without those annoying adapter plates. No plates means no height over bore issues and a rock-solid 0 that won't shift when you're banging the gun around on a barricade. Pros: logistics. The RXM feeds from standard Glock 19 magazines, which you probably already have a bucket of in your garage. It also accepts almost all Gen 3 aftermarket parts, so if you want to drop in a custom connector or a match barrel, you've got 1,000 options on day one. Cons: while the Magpul grip is a massive ergonomic upgrade, the factory trigger is still a bit duty grade. It's reliable and safe, but it won't win any awards for being a glass rod. You'll likely want to swap that out if you're looking to turn this into a dedicated race gun. Number 8. Daniel Defense H9. We have the most anticipated crossover in years, the Daniel Defense H9. When a company known for the most bomb-proof rifles on the planet decides to make a handgun, the entire industry stops and takes notes. The H9 is the evolution of the Hudson design, but Daniel Defense basically took the original blueprint and rebuilt it to Tier 1 standards. This is a 9mm that combines the slim profile and straight pull trigger of a 1911 with the reliability of a striker-fired polymer gun. The engineering marvel here is the bore axis. By placing the recoil spring assembly lower than any other pistol on this list, Daniel Defense managed to push the barrel down closer to your hand. And this creates a recoil impulse that pushes straight back into your arm rather than flipping the muzzle up toward the sky. We are talking about a 4 to 8-inch cold hammer-forged barrel and a 15-round capacity in a package that feels as thin as a single stack. Pros: the flat-shooting nature of this gun is almost cheating. You can track your red dot through the entire recoil cycle without ever losing sight of it. The build quality is exactly what you expect from Daniel Defense. It's over-engineered in all the right places, from the optics mounting system to the ambidextrous controls. Cons: because the design is so unique, you're stuck with proprietary magazines, and they aren't exactly cheap. Also, finding a high-quality light-bearing holster for this specific frame can still be a bit of a hunt compared to more common platforms. Number 7. SIG Sauer P365 Fuse. At number 7, we have what I like to call engineering witchcraft. The SIG P365 Fuse is the pistol that technically shouldn't exist if SIG's engineers actually believed in the traditional laws of physics. It takes every preconceived notion you had about concealed carry capacity versus size and tosses it right out the range window. This is a crossover pistol that stretches the micro-compact concept to its absolute limit. We are looking at a slide that houses a 4 3-inch barrel, but it's sitting on a grip module that is still incredibly slim. It measures 7 2-inches long and weighs 23 1 ounces when empty. Now, here is the kicker. It feeds from a 17-round flush-fit magazine, but the box includes 2 massive 21-round extended mags. That is more firepower than a standard police duty belt from 2010, all in a gun that disappears inside a waistband. Unlike the compensated X macro, which vents gas to stay flat, the Fuse uses that extra barrel length to generate true full-size muzzle velocity, pushing 124 grain defensive loads at speeds that ensure maximum expansion. Pros: you get a full-length sight radius and a nickel-plated flat-face trigger that breaks at a clean 90-degree angle, making it much easier to hit targets at 25 yards compared to shorter micros. It's optic-ready for the Romeo X or Shield R MSC footprint, and it sits low enough to co-witness with your irons. Cons: because of that longer slide, and it can poke a bit more when carrying in the appendix position if you aren't using a high-quality holster with a proper wedge. Also, the thinness of the grip, while great for concealment, might feel a bit snappy for shooters with very large hands when dumping a full 21-round mag. Number 6. Shadow Systems MR920P. Coming in at number 6 is the weapon of choice for the no-compromise crowd, the Shadow Systems MR920P. This is what happens when you take the most proven ergonomics in the world and add a factory-engineered compensator that doesn't require tools or timing. This is a compact-sized 9mm that is essentially a Glock killer right out of the box. The P stands for pistol compensated, and it features a small, highly efficient muzzle brake that is pinned to the barrel rather than threaded. This means it is legal in jurisdictions with threaded barrel bans, but it still crushes muzzle flip by roughly 25 to 30%. The MR920P uses a multi-footprint optic system that is arguably the best in the industry. It allows you to mount almost any major red dot directly to the slide using thick, heavy-duty screws that go deep into the metal. The frame features the Shadow Systems NPOA, Natural Point of Aim, system, which includes 3 interchangeable backstraps that actually change the angle of the grip to match your natural presentation. Pros: the trigger is a flat-faced, duty-rated system that removes all the mush you'd find in a factory Glock, offering a crisp 4-5 pound break. The integrated compensator makes it shoot as flat as a full-size competition gun while remaining small enough for daily carry. Cons: the break-in period is real. Shadow Systems explicitly recommends a 200-round break-in cycle before you trust it for duty, as the tolerances are much tighter than a standard polymer pistol. Also, it's a premium-priced tool, so be prepared to pay for that extra engineering. Number 5. Springfield Echelon. A pistol that didn't just join the modular handgun market, it tried to take it over by fixing every flaw in its predecessors. This is a legacy evolved, born from the hard lessons of the XD series and the 1911. The Echelon is built around a stainless steel central operating group, or COG. This isn't just a serial number, it's the entire heart of the gun that you can swap into different grip modules in seconds. It features a 4-5-inch barrel and a capacity of 17+1, or 20+1, with the included extension. But the real breakthrough is the variable interface system on the slide. Instead of using flimsy adapter plates that add height and failure points, the Echelon uses a set of self-locking pins to mount over 30 different optics directly to the slide. And this gives you the lowest possible sight picture and a rock-solid 0 that won't budge under heavy use. Pros: the COG system is verified for over 100,000 rounds of abuse, making it one of the most durable chassis systems ever built. The trigger is a massive upgrade, breaking at a clean 4-5 pounds with a defined wall, completely eliminating that old XD mush. Cons: because it's a relatively new ecosystem, the variety of aftermarket grip modules isn't quite as vast as the SIG P320 yet. Also, the aggressive tactical serrations on the slide are great for grip, but can be a bit of a cheese grater on your skin if your holster doesn't have a full sweat guard. Number 4. Smith & Wesson M&P9M 2.0 Metal Carry Comp. This is the pinnacle of the M&P line, blending the rigidity of a metal frame with a built-in compensation system that makes shooting a 9mm feel like a .22 LR. This is a striker-fired 9mm that uses a lightweight aluminum alloy frame to provide a stiffer, more consistent platform than standard polymer. The carry comp part refers to the integrated power port located at the end of the barrel. Unlike a screw-on compensator that adds length and bulk, this port is machined directly into the barrel and slide. It keeps the gun compact for concealment while venting gases upward to crush muzzle flip. You're looking at a 422-inch barrel and the legendary M&P ergonomics, but featuring that aggressive 18.5-degree grip angle that points naturally for most shooters. Pros: the metal frame adds just enough weight, roughly 30 ounces, to absorb vibration and recoil without making it too heavy for all-day carry. The new flat-face trigger is a massive upgrade over the old hinge design, offering a clean break and a very tactile reset. Cons: the aggressive texture on the M2.0 grip is great for staying locked in during rapid fire, but it can be abrasive against your skin if you don't wear an undershirt. Also, the metal frame version carries a premium price tag compared to its polymer brothers. Number 3. Canik T-TI Combat. At number 3, we have the Canik T-TI Combat. This is the underdog that basically walked into a room full of $2,000 custom guns and embarrassed them all for half the price. This is a full-size 9mm with a 4.6-inch fluted barrel. The secret weapon here is the quick detach compensator at the muzzle that vents gas to keep the gun shooting flatter than physics should allow. It ships with an 18-round magazine and a 21-round extended mag right in the box. No need to go hunting for aftermarket base pads because Taran Butler already did the heavy lifting for you. The trigger is the star of the show. It breaks at a crisp 375 pounds with a reset so short you can feel it in your teeth. Pros: out-of-the-box performance is insane. You're getting a race-ready trigger, a flared magwell, and a compensated barrel for a fraction of what a custom shop would charge. It's also optic-ready for RMR and SRO footprints with included low-profile plates. Cons: it is a large, full-size firearm, making it a challenge to conceal unless you're wearing a heavy jacket. Some shooters might also find the bronze finish and TTI branding a bit too flashy for a serious defensive tool. Number 2. CZ Shadow 2. At number 2, we have the competition legend itself, the CZ Shadow 2. If you've been paying attention to the competitive circuit in 2026, you know this pistol solves the accuracy problem so completely, it's almost unfair. This is a full-size, steel-framed 9mm built for one purpose: putting rounds exactly where you want them, faster than the laws of physics should allow. It features a 4.89-inch cold hammer-forged barrel and weighs a massive 46.5 ounces. That weight isn't accidental. It absorbs recoil so effectively that the sights barely move during rapid fire. The magic is in the double-action, single-action trigger system. A smooth double-action start, followed by a single-action break at roughly 3 to 4 pounds, with a reset so short it feels telepathic. While the standard model requires milling, the optics-ready version allows you to mount a red dot directly for a streamlined sight picture. Pros: unmatched stability and accuracy. CZ's testing shows this pistol capable of 1-inch groups at 7 yards with factory ball ammo. The ergonomics are world-class, featuring duralumin grips and aggressive checkering that locks the gun into your hand. Cons: it is heavy. At nearly 3 pounds, it is a dedicated competition or range gun and is not ideal for daily concealed carry. The double-action pull can be a bit stiff for shooters used to modern striker-fired systems. Number 1. Staccato HDP4. Finally, at number 1, we have the pistol that Tier 1 units specifically asked for, The Staccato HDP-4. This is the biggest evolution of the 2011 platform in history because Staccato finally fixed the one thing operators hated: the magazines. The HDP-4 is a 4-inch bull-barrel duty gun that scraps the expensive, finicky proprietary magazines of the past. Instead, it feeds from standard Glock 17 pattern magazines. Think about that. The mechanical perfection of a 2011 single-action trigger running on the most proven magazine ecosystem on Earth. Staccato also deleted the grip safety, a major failure point in mud and sand, replacing it with a solid backstrap and a sealed action to keep debris out. The trigger breaks like a glass rod at 4 to 4.5 pounds, giving you race gun shootability with Glock-like reliability. Pros: logistics are now a non-issue. You can use the same cheap, reliable Glock mags you already own. The new HOST mounting system places optics extremely low and positions the rear iron sight in front of the red dot to protect the glass from casing ejections. Cons: the price tag is significant, starting around $2,500. Also, the grip texture is extremely aggressive, great for control with wet hands, but it can be uncomfortable for inside the waistband carry without a proper undershirt. This isn't just the best pistol of 2026, it is the future of the American duty handgun. These 12 pistols didn't just make the list, they earned it through verifiable performance and engineering that solves actual problems. Which one surprised you most? Drop a comment down below and let me know if you agree with my #1 pick. Make sure you like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Stay sharp.